We better get back, because it'll be dark soon. And they mostly come at night. Mostly. What is up, my friends? Welcome to another Monday video here on CoolStuffInc.com. We got a fun one for you today. We got some slivers. Of course, one of Magic's favorite creature types, one of the most beloved creature types over the long history of the game, and slivers have been around for a while. They've been around for a long time. We got some new slivers in Modern Horizons. Now, what are slivers? For those who are newer players, maybe not familiar, slivers are creatures that share their abilities with every other sliver in play. So, or slivers that you control, depending on if it's a new or old sliver. And this means that not only does Cloudshredder Sliver have flying and haste, but all your slivers have flying and haste. And same is true with First Strike or with flying. And also really important is the pumping effect. So Predatory Sliver, Muscle Sliver grows all your slivers, similar to how Lord of Atlantis or a different tribal lord would work. And that kind of makes slivers sort of an evolved form of a tribal deck. You know, most tribal decks are put stuff in play, play lords, make my stuff big, kill you. Well, this deck does that, but there are a lot of other abilities as well. So again, the classic muscle slivers here are Predatory Sliver and Sinew Sliver to pump the team, make it bigger. We get some combat things like First Strike and flying, but Modern Horizons gives us quite a few cool new ones here. So we get Cloudshredder, of course, gives flying and haste, very important. Leeching Sliver gives sort of a Hellrider style effect to your slivers whenever a sliver attacks. Defending player loses one life. Of course, stacks really, really well. And then Dregscape Sliver gives all your slivers in the graveyard unearth, an ability that allows them to come back for one final attack. And when you're looking at things like Predatory Sliver or Leeching Sliver, that's pretty awesome. So definitely gives you some insurance against mass removal effects and things like that. So we get reach from Leeching Sliver in our pumps. We get mass removal insurance and removal insurance at Dregscape Sliver. Darkheart Sliver against burn decks if we're trying to race. And then we got a few really interesting ones here. Frenetic Sliver, a play on Frenetic of Freet, gives all slivers the ability to flip a coin. And basically, if you lose the flip, it dies. But if you win the flip, it goes away for a turn and kind of comes back, kind of like a pseudo phasing. So this card looks a little weird, right? I mean, half the time your creature will just die anyway. But if your opponent plays a Supreme Verdict and I have 4 creatures in play, if I get to keep half of them on average, that's pretty good. And basically, every time your opponent wants to point a lightning bolt at your sliver, there's only a 50% chance it's actually going to work, which is actually pretty huge. Plays much better than it looks. And our last slivers, also a goblin and a merfolk and everything else in Unsettled Mariner, a new shapeshifter. This card's really, really good. This card taxes your opponent whenever they try to target you or a permanent you control with a spell or ability. So they want to bulge creature, now it costs 2. Want to Thought Seize you, now it costs 2. Really, really powerful tribal card. Extremely good against interactive decks and very, very solid. We get to play a mana base similar to 5-color humans. We get, of course, Cavern of Souls and Unclaimed Territory to fix our mana, and the really cool Sliver Hive, which also makes tokens if we flood. We got some Mutavaults and some Canopy lands in here for a little extra value, and of course 4 Aether Vials. Gonna be on 2 most of the time because we have so many 2-drops, wouldn't even fit in one row. Sideboard's got some sideboard cards here, of course. Chalice the Void, very good for us because we already have Vial and Cavern of Souls, which can cast 1-drops through Chalice. It can't be countered. 4 Leylines, some Damping Spheres and Dismembers for big mana and creature decks, respectively, and 3 copies of Harmonic Sliver. Whenever a sliver comes into play, it kills an artifact or enchantment. So any sort of artifact or enchantment-based deck will get destroyed by Harmonic Sliver. So that's the deck. It looks pretty fun. Magic Online user Seeker of the Way, WEI, took this deck to a 5-0 finish in a league, and we're going to see if we can duplicate that success. But first, quick word from our sponsor here at CoolStuffInc.com.
CoolStuffInc.com now has their own branded sleeves. These sleek, matte finished sleeves will keep all standard size cards safe and protected. Get yours today at CoolStuffInc.com. Cool stuff in stock.
All right, round number 1, and pretty good hand. 2-lander, including a Canopy land. Canopy lands are really, really important, making sure you don't flub and you have Aether Vial. And you've got a Vial and a 1-drop and some 2-drops, and this is a great hand. Oh my god. Opponent also has a great hand. They have revealed 2 Chancellor Rectangle, and they're going to turn 1 us. Let's play some Modern, folks. Chance Over Tangle makes a mana if you reveal it from your opening hand on your first main phase. So this is the Neoform deck. Yep, we're going to die on turn 1. Yep. Just playing some Modern. NBD. No big deal. Just sit here and watch. It's okay. It's okay. You can just hang out. You know, as per our intro, I thought we were going to be the horror show here, but apparently our opponent had different ideas. So, those that are unfamiliar with this deck, they use where's the? They use Eldritch Evolution to they play a Allosaurus Rider for free, and it costs 7 on face value, and sacrifice it to a Neoform or to a Eldritch Evolution. So get Griselbrand, draw a bunch of cards with Griselbrand, pay 7, draw 7. Use a Nourishing Shoal for free to gain life. Keep doing it. You draw your entire deck, and once you draw your entire deck, winning is fairly elementary. So if you've never seen the Neoform deck before, here it is. It does kill on turn 1 or turn 2, but it basically folds to a Stiff Breeze. So if you play Thoughtseize or a Force Negation or Thalia or basically anything, it usually can't win. But when it works, it works. So the old Simian Spirit Guide. Suppose the good news is that we opponent doesn't know what to sideboard. We don't really have much in our sideboard for this, I don't believe. Honestly. Still playing Lab Maniac and not playing Thassa's Oracle. Interesting. I guess Maniac a little easier to cast off of Spirit Guide. And we're dead. That was fun. It's just a good, fun game of Magic. RM was good too. Yeah, I mean, we have almost nothing here. We've got, we have actual, I mean, I guess Damping Sphere means they can't keep doing stuff. Leyline doesn't do anything. Chalice of the Void. I guess Chalice on 0 stops the packs, which is pretty important. And obviously we need to do something to interact. We don't have much else. Frenetic Sliver is terrible because it just costs 3 and they don't actually interact in any way with us. I would say that Unsettled Mariner and Darkheart Sliver are both also pretty bad. I guess Darkheart Sliver is worse. And I suppose that Dregscape Sliver also really bad. We're basically just trying to Goldfish and kill them and hoping our Chalice or Damping Sphere is good enough. So, man, it's going to be a short video at this race. We're going to go first. We drew a Chalice the Void. We're going to keep. Chalice on 0 is pretty good because casting packs is part of going off for them because they need to cast a pack for the green creatures and stuff. So no Chancellors this time. I mean, we're going to cast probably Cloudshredder into Predatory, which is a decent clock. So let's play Chalice on 0. Not going to wait on it. That would be silly. We might just die on turn 1. So, and I guess we'll play Silent Clearing and conceal what we're playing a little bit. It's turn 1 of game 2, and our opponent still doesn't know what we're playing. Serum Visions, you got it. So the Neoform deck does have a pretty significant fail rate, hence why it's not banned. Because decks that win on turn 1, probably shouldn't be legal unless they're pretty inconsistent. So their Scry goes top though, which is very unsettling. All right, definitely not the fastest clock of all time. This is more of a an evasive element than a fast element. Haste is good, but a red in the pool, a green in the pool. Manamorphose, sure. This is interesting. They did top for a blue and a green. Gemstone mines don't last forever, too. Allosaurus Rider, sure. Neoform, sure. All right. Sit back over here. My feet up. Show my legs off on stream. Remember, they can't pact for worms and stuff. So although realistically, you probably can't beat an 8/8 Grizzlebrand anyway. So we're probably just dead regardless. That was fun. Definitely seems like an awful matchup for us. There's no way to really interact. Like Chalice is not particularly great against them. It's just better than a 2/2 for 3. Deck like humans would have Meddling Mage, Thalia, things like that. We don't have that. So we've played a total of 2 turns this entire match. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah, I don't even think we could beat the Grizzlebrand by itself, honestly. So just an 8/8 lifelink on turn 2 is not a bad fail state if you don't, kill your opponent. Four red in the pool. Yeah, Damping Sphere would have been a lot better for sure, but third Manamorphose, sure. Children of Corliss. This is their way for them to gain life and keep drawing cards. Interesting. Animaniac, sure. Okay, and we're dead. Well, that was fun. Good, fun, modern Magic. Four more times of that, and we'll never play Modern ever again. Yeah, so definitely feels like, whenever you're playing a deck, you need to compare it to the other decks that are similar to it in the format. Probably 5-color Humans is the closest deck to this deck. We're certainly worse against decks like that. Don't have Thalia, don't have Meddling Mage, Kitesail, Freebooter, etc., etc. We seem better against other creature decks though, because we have more lords and flying and so on and so forth. We're on the draw. Opponent has kept 7. Kind of a mopey hand. No Aether Vial, no 1-drop. It's obviously keep bold. We can cast all our spells. But on the draw, we're just playing a Grizzly Bear. I'm going to mulligan. I think Vial seems really, really important. You don't have Noble Hierarch like Humans does? All right, that's much, much better. So we're going to keep this. And on the draw, we're going to ship the Striking Sliver. If we're on the play, I'd probably ship a land. But if we ship a land and they thought Caesar Vial, then we're going to feel really bad. So, all right, so we're going to play Cavern. Because if we play Mutavault, we can't cast a 2-drop. We would like to be able to cast Mariner next turn. Raging Ravine signifies a grindy deck, and our hand seems pretty good against grindy decks. Tarmogoyf, sure, the old 0-1 Tarmogoyf. All right, we did not draw a land to cast our other Sliver, but that's okay. Play the Sliver, put in Galerider, untap, you can start vialing in stuff. We get Leyline here. That's fine, because the Galerider can kill. Oh, they're going to Coal against command? Oh, that is absolutely devastating. Just brutal. Now we can't cast anything. Sucks. If we could have cast the Mariner, that wouldn't have been possible. So, also grows their Goyf. That was probably the worst case scenario. Name Sliver again. I'm going to play the Mariner this time. Definitely not ideal. I do have Dregscape Sliver just kind of hanging out in the graveyard. Just saying go. Interesting. 4 cards in hand. So some sort of kill spell here is fairly likely. But I'm just going to send our Mutavault in too. Might kill the Mariner here, but... $15. Interesting. Probably another Coal against command. Fetching a basic implies, unless they have multiple things to cast. Looks like Coal against command. Kind of sucks. Oh, Assassin's Trophy. Oh, they have Fatal Push also. Okay, that's bad. No. Why did they fetch a mountain? Cycle Barrenmore. Sure. Alright, I mean... Okay, we do have this Dregscape Sliver kind of hanging out, so... You can certainly pop in some damage out of nowhere. Another one. 7, huh? Well, we can't leave ourselves dead to this Raging Ravine. I guess we can just like leave Dregscape Sliver back, and if they have a kill spell, we're just dead. But I mean, we just can't do much right now, you know, except for going into chump block mode. Feels like a losing scenario. So attacking for 3 is not very exciting. Suppose we could just like leave the Galerider Sliver back to block instead. It's basically the same thing. Problem is, by doing this, we're letting them know that we're dead to a kill spell. They have 3 cards in hand. Yeah, I'm actually gonna leave 2 things back. So they can't just kill spell, untap, activate Raging Ravine, and kill us. Not drawing a Lord or any sort of pump effect has been detrimental to this game for sure. Fatal Push the Shredder, sure. Oh, they had 2 kill spells, but dead anyway. Alright, well, that sucked. Yeah, didn't have any way to push through extra damage through their 6 removal spells or whatever. Didn't draw Frenetic Sliver or... I guess that's really good. That's a really good one, but... Not much to board here. I mean, Dismember's fine, for sure. Probably want to cut down on, like, the weakest Sliver. I guess Darkheart Sliver is pretty mopey. Although Dismember is pretty painful. Could cut some of the 1-drop Slivers. The first strike Slivers is pretty bad. Not really interested in Leyline. Doesn't turn off our graveyard, so it leaves Tarmogoyf fine. Yeah, that call against command was absolutely devastating. Yeah, this is pretty similar to that first time. We are on the play this time, though. And we have Frenetic Sliver. I'm going to keep this time. Now we're on the play with no 1-drop. We have I think Frenetic Sliver is going to be pretty good against them. They mulligan 6. Gonna play the Hive in case we draw the blue-white creature we want to cast. Well, so much for Frenetic Sliver. Fortunately, if all their removal spells line up, wow, they took the Sinew Sliver. I imagine they have a different discard spell in their hand. Because letting Frenetic Sliver resolve seems like a mistake. Yeah. All right. I mean, certainly not ideal. Darkheart News. So they're still at 20. I mean, they have 4 cards. We have 2. Obviously, our cards are on the board. Can't really afford to draw any more lands, that's for sure. Having a Mutavault is nice. So we're getting a little value out of that, but... Alright, so they have no third land, which is almost bad. This means they just have 5 spells in their hand. Well, we're all in. So we're going to play this. They're going to kill something. We'll play Predatory Sliver, attack for 3, and hope they miss a land drop. They're going to let it resolve. Interesting. Green. No. Red. Green. No. Green, black. Assassin's Trophy. We're going to allow us to resolve. I would say that having a land in play is a lot better than having 3 life because we have these Sliver Hives, which can tap 5, make a creature. So this is fun. We're actually playing 2 basics. I think a lot of the reason is that we can have against Path to Exile decks and Assassin's Trophy decks, we can get our extra lands in play and activate our Sliver Hives and our Mutavaults and stuff. We do have a decent attack next turn, so a 3/4 Tarmogoyf. Kind of just big enough for 8, 9, 10, 11. Draw a Lord here would be pretty good. Oh, right on time. All right, so fire in the Mutavaults and the fire the 2 4/4s. Not gonna throw away a Lord for 3 damage. I would shrink my damage up but later anyway, so as they go. I mean, they are dead on board, but I suppose Anger of the Gods would be bad. Seasoned Pyromancer, that's less bad. Discard 2 spells here, of course, so I have spells in their hand. They just drew the 3rd land, so discard Renin 6 and Pyromancer makes them 1/1s. Now they have a 5/6 Tarmogoyf. There's a little light on like Reflector Mage and things like that too, so that was pretty good. So of course we have 8 effects in our entire deck. They give flying to everything, and one of our benefits for sure. All right, sweet. Yeah, I mean, more of that, please. Obviously, they missed on the land for a turn or 2, which definitely hurt them. But this discard spell, kill spell Tarmogoyf is definitely not bad. All right, we are on the draw, and therefore we can't keep this hand. Opponent mulligans to 6. If we keep this hand, or our opponent has a Thoughtseize, we just lose the game on the spot. I guess we can just draw land. Obviously, this hand's insane if we get to keep our Vial. But they're on the play. They have a discard spell. They mulligan to 6. But we can't keep this hand. It just, I mean, well, what's making me lean a little towards keep is that against discard decks, you just run out of cards, obviously. And so you want to have more, you want to be mana screwed, not flooded. So when you eventually draw a land or 2, you can just cast all your spells rather than running out of spells. So even if they do Thoughtseize us, we could just draw a land and keep playing 2-drops. But bottom wall against the 6. Payoff is super high. No discard spell. This hand's insane. To have a discard spell, we need to draw a land or another vial. So we're drawing to 19, 23 outs over 2 draws. That's only if they have a discard spell. I'm going to keep. There's also no guarantee that they keep 6 here. Pretty risky, but wow, it pays off. So lucky. So lucky. Draw land anyway. So sort of like a semi-bluff in poker. That's where you make a bluff with like a drawing hand. So you say you're drawing to a straight, and you make a bluff at the pot, realizing that if your opponent calls, you still have like the backdoor out of actually hitting your straight or flush and still winning the hand. So kind of similar to what our scenario was here. You know, we're still like, you know, we're probably on odds favorite to draw a land in our first 2 turns. You know, better than average if we lose the vial. But if we keep the vial, it's totally insane. So, all right, Black Cliff Stomping Ground, sure. Scavenging Ooze. I mean, that's pretty good against our... I'm sorry, these are Leeching Slivers, not Unearthed Slivers. All right, vial goes up. Unclaimed Territory. All right, so we're going to name Sliver. I think I'd like to play a bad Sliver here. We're going to play a Leeching Sliver. So I would like to if they're going to kill something, rather than kill this, and then next turn we can put in Frenetic Sliver and Vial and a 2-mana Sliver. That's actually good. And once this is in play, then all of their kill spells are, you know, a little iffy at best. Haste and Flying is very good. This is a very, very solid card. Black, green. Brutality, my Leeching Sliver. Sure. This is totally fun. I think we're in good shape now. So our Frenetic Sliver is going to be live. We get to flip some coins. As if playing Slivers wasn't enough, we're also flipping coins. It's just good times. So put in our Frenetic Sliver. And we'll vial in our Cloudshredder Sliver. Oops. Get in for a little 3-ball. And set up well for next turn. Next turn we can Sinew, Leeching, and then anything else we draw for a pretty huge attack in the air. And again, any removal spells here are only a flip to work. Assassin's Trophy, sure. All right, so we're going to flip a coin. Oh boy, this is a big choice. Heads or tails? Heads or tails?
It's heads this time.
All right, Siri says heads. No, Siri, you suck. All right, so unfortunately we lost our thing, and of course don't get a land off a trophy, which sucks. But all right, that sucks. What are the odds? You know, what are the odds? We are attacking for a good amount at least, so. All right. Wish you gained a life too, you know? Obviously, Aether Vial. I can't talk today. I'm sorry, folks. Aether Vial, worst draw in the deck, obviously. They're at 5. Green, green, black. Maelstrom Pulse, the Leeching Sliver. And didn't leave up a green for Ooze. They probably have another kill spell. That's bad for us. That's really bad. That's another land. Not exactly helping us out here. And they just like definitely have a kill spell too. Well, that was kind of a lame game. We just drew any sliver in the last draw. We drew Vial, land. I assume they have a kill spell anyway. How would have killed my Cloudshredder? Taken 2. So you probably still would have lost, but pretty awful. I mean, we're just dead a million different ways. Like we can't even, I don't even see an out. So basically we could like block both things and draw the Unearth Sliver, I guess. So we have to block the ooze because otherwise we're dead. Because it can pump twice, and we gotta block the Bloodburied Elf. Oh, sorry, we didn't have to block Bloodburied Elf unless we're scared of Lightning Bolt. But they were repping Push or Lightning Bolt last turn. So I think our out is the Unearth Sliver. Or another Aether Vial. Okay, that's cool. Not a very good finish there. Probably about the 6 worst draws possible, but that's okay. That's okay, I guess. Rough start to our Sliver day. Getting turn 1, drawing a million vials and lands. Definitely does feel like we're a little lacking. You know, we're not really drawing extra cards super well. There's no sort of like Militia Bugler or card like that available to us, which kind of stinks. So we are kind of in the spot where if we just draw poorly at the end like that, we are probably just dead. It is funny if we had won that flip, we probably win that game easily. But to put the entire game on a coin flip, which Siri chose wrong, obviously, but. All right, going first. Oh my god. Okay. That is that's a hand. That's also terrible. Okay. I guess we're going to 5. Oh boy. All right. I guess we're just shipping the Sunbaked Canyon. I'll flip the Hive. I mean, if we draw 2 lands here, we're going to want the Canyon, but this is all filler, no killer here, unfortunately. Red. Aether Vial. All right, some sort of a goblin strategy, most likely. Unless they're also playing Slivers, which is possible. Okay, glad I shipped that land. Yeah, I mean, we're just going to play our cards, I guess. We don't really have many options here. Hope they're not playing Goblin Chain Whirler over there. You have flying, so, I mean, you do have canopies to draw cards, so you pull a Lord off the top here, and we can hopefully do some damage. Okay, no land. Draw Mutavault. Alright. Draw a card. All of our 1-drops cost blue or red anyway. Up right on time, of course. Why wouldn't we draw another Aether Vial on turn 3, you know? So we'll come in here. Mutavault is certainly beneficial. Newt Artfire's here. As far as 5-card hands go, I suppose we are lacking a payoff, but could be worse. You know, I guess. They do have 8 spells in their hand, or at least 7. Ooh. Wait, what? That doesn't make any sense. Because last turn, they obviously didn't have a land. So they had 7 spells in hand and didn't play anything. Missed the land drop. This turn, they couldn't have drawn a land and an Aether Vial. So they either didn't play a land by accident or just had the vial and didn't cast it. It's really, really weird. Expert's very good against us, of course. Okay. Unfortunately, in this deck, the second Aether Vial is essentially worthless. There are no Ringleaders here. There are no Matrons here. There are no Militia Buglers here. No Silver Gill Adepts. We ain't drawing cards, you know, so... don't have many things on one, though. We're going to just fire a Mutavault here. And... try and make something happen here. You have a Vial on 3 and 1. So again, they're a much better Aether Vial deck than we are, for sure. Vial on 3. War Chief. Bad for us. War Chief. Also bad for us. Drew a 3rd land. Also bad for us. Swamp. Harbinger. Okay. I mean... they're just going to kill us with combat damage at this point. You get a munitions expert. All right. Attack for 7 here. Yeah, it's a lot more than 2. Ooh, they're being extra cowardly, though. Sure. I mean, these X1s aren't very good blockers against my first strikers, so... big draw. That wasn't a bad draw. Wasn't a bad draw. All right. Of course, we'll lose the Sinew to the expert on their next turn. We can get it for a pretty big chunk here, though. And then maybe a flying sliver off the top next turn could steal it for us. No blocks. Wow. Take 7. You're 4. We didn't mull the 5 this game. A little silver lining, you know? Maybe a little sliver lining. Let's go to 2 and 4. Oh my god, Sling Gang would be terrible. Most things are terrible for us here, honestly. Alright, they must have misclicked, because they couldn't have drawn Anti-Hobble and Harbinger last turn, so they just misclicked on turn 2. And they've actually had lands this whole time, which is honestly kind of good for us. What's the last card, opponent? You know, we're looking for a flying sliver off the top. That would be exactly lethal. So no Sling Gang here. If they had Sling Gang, they probably would have put it in bland attack with it. So they might actually be out of cards here. So we might have two looks at a Galerider Sliver or an Unearthed Sliver or whatever the Boros Sliver is. This one's always no, so it's already on 2. Do I want this one on 1 or 2? So we're going to draw a card off Islet. I would say 2. Well, I guess we can't draw 2 things that cost 2. I guess we Islet. 2. All right. Yeah. We're going to mail it over either way. So, ooh. That one's not bad either. It does leave us 1 short, though. So that's super awkward. So we still got to draw here. That's so annoying. So we played this and we attack with the Mutavault. Also, they go to 1, which is not good. Unless they have nothing. Unless they have no blockers. They have no blockers that would kill them. So the question is, if we draw off Islet, can we actually draw a way to win? We need to draw a haste creature. And then a flyer is not even possible. I think we just go for the kill. And just hope they don't have a third blocker. Any removal, we're dead. Any 4-drop or 2-drop, they would have probably played with haste and attack with it. So maybe this is enough. Wow. That was highway robbery. We should have never won that game. Never. This Harbinger should have gotten a Sling Gang or a Ringleader or something. There's just no way we should have won that game. We'll take it, though. We'll take it. 2 Dismembers. That's it. And taking out... I mean, I guess Frenetic Sliver and Dregscape Sliver are both, like... They don't have that much removal in their deck. And then... I think I'd rather have 1 of each or the other. I don't, rather draw 1 of each than draw 2 of 1. So, all right. I mean, we'll take that. Our big weapon here is our flyers. That's our big competitive advantage against them. They do have the ability to combo us, which we can't really stop, unfortunately, except for our Dismembers. So, yeah, watch out for that. But all right, better hand. We're keeping 7. Put him all against 6. In the tank, are they keeping 6? We'll find out. Want to remind everyone there's a companion article to this video on CoolStuffInc.com proper. I do a written article every Friday, full-length written article, and a video article every Monday. Or, of course, you watch this video on YouTube, hop on over to CoolStuffInc.com and check out the written article that goes with this video. All right, Bloodstained Mire, go. So no Aether Vial, we like that. Sliver, please. Could, of course, just kill us on turn 3 here, but what are you going to do? Well, I guess actually with Unsettled Mariner in play, they can't kill us with the Sling Gang kill. They could just end step and make 1,000,000 tokens, though, and kill us that way. They're going to play Chalice the Void on 1. Okay. I mean, our Aether Vial Cavern of Souls deck with only 8 1-drops, sure. Not a problem. All right, we'll get the Mariner out early and often so they can't target our stuff efficiently. It's a Violence Sliver, untap, Predatory Sliver, start attacking. We can Leeching Sliver, we can figure it out. We can put in bold actually with the Vial, so this card's really good. I'm a fan. I am definitely a fan. Conspicuous Snoop, sure. Top card territory, sure. And no land. So they are drawing a land, but now we're kind of ready to rock and roll here. Speak of the devil. So we're going to play a Leeching Sliver and attack. I kind of doubt they'll block, but if they do, we'll get them. It's interesting it doesn't give the ability to the Slivers. It actually, the ability is actually on Leeching Sliver. All right, I mean, get in for a decent amount here. Our first strike ears are obviously pretty nice. And they F6 their turn because they haven't played a land yet. There's their land. All right, don't kill me, I guess. I mean, well, looks like they got it. So now, the problem is that we aren't actually dead. But they got to click a million times to do this. But they can't actually kill us. Yeah, they're actually doing it wrong. Because they can't target us with Unsettled Mariner in play. So Sling Gang is not going to work. They could have end-stepped it to kill us. Which they still can, I guess, if they leave. No, they can't actually, because they tap their Snoop. And then, even if they just said go, we're still drawing to a Flying Sliver, which we have 8 of, to kill them. So, unfortunately, I don't think they realized that the Unsettled Mariner, also a goblin, is going to impede their plans here. They'll find out soon enough. Of course, once again, Unsettled Mariner taxes all things that target you or things you control. So they're probably going to shame concede. In about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, definitely. So even if, let's see what our top card was. Didn't matter. So they would have lost anyway. So Franken, if you're watching this video, wouldn't have mattered. You could have made a million things on our end step, but we would have drawn the flyer and killed you. So didn't matter either way, you know? All right, on the board. 1 and 2 after a little bit of a rough start there with the old Sliver crew. The old fish hooks. I don't know. There really isn't any way to like draw cards of this deck. And the problem is like a card like Collected Company would be really awkward in this deck because playing 4 Vial and 4 Company is like really, really taxing anyway. And then we don't have much green mana to cast it. It would require a totally different mana base. And when you cast Company, you want to put 2 3-mana creatures in play so you gain value off of it. If you put in 2 2-drops, you're just like drawing a card basically. You're not getting any mana advantage, which, you know, defeats a lot of the purpose of that card. So, all right, we're going to mulligan this hand. No Vial, only 1 land. Wow. That hand is terrible. Opponent mulligans also at least. Going to 5. Alrighty then. We're going to keep this and ship Darkheart Sliver. I think Leeching Sliver. We're on the draw. Leeching Sliver is certainly faster, but Frenetic is much better against interactive decks. Mariner's also good against interactive decks, though. I think Leeching Sliver is just a weaker card, though. This is like if we knew what we were playing. If they're playing Tron, we want Leeching Sliver. If they're playing anything that targets things, you want Frenetic Sliver. Mishra's Bobble usually means interactive decks, so we're going to be happy with our choice. They bobble targeting themselves. A little pseudo scry action. Flooded Strand. Okay. So perhaps an Emery deck of some kind? Shadow. It should be a shadow deck. All right, just your casual mulligan to 5, get Thoughtseize game. No big deal. No big deal. I imagine they're taking the Unsettled Mariner. Yep. All right. Not good. It's the 4-card hand to start this game. You're up, I guess. Steam Vents, Shotgun to 12. Thought Scour. All right. Little big fish here. No, Thoughtseize again. All right. Yeah, feels pretty bad. It's a mulligan to 5, you get Thoughtseize twice. Suppose they are at 10 if we're looking for silver linings or sliver linings. Make that joke already. Tapland. Angler. Okay. I mean, no, nothing stubborn denialable in my deck. Alright, well, now we're drawing lands. Just cast a spell. My kingdom for an auto tapper, you know? I have to click 15 times to cast my spell. I mean, they only have 2 cards left. Thought Scour, sure. Wraith and Angler. If they, like, you know, flood out a little bit here, we could actually maybe take this game. Frenetic also means we can block and flip a coin to have a chance at a free chump block. And we stink. I mean, we are winning the race here, right? They attacked me to 10, I attacked them to 4, they attacked me to 5, I attacked them to 0. So theoretically, on the board, we are ahead. You know, if by a little bit. In other words, 7. Land number 5 is good too. Wow, staying home. Cowards can't block warriors. Okay. We're gonna crack our clearing to start. And they're gonna drown the lock my thing. So every creature with mana cost less than equal to number of cards in controller's graveyard. So we just turned on their drama lock. All right, well, let's see how our flips are going here. Should we ask Siri again? Sure. Heads or tails, Siri?
It's tails this time.
Tails. We lost the flip again. God, Siri, unreal. All right, draw. Not the coolest, but sure. So they have 1 card left. All right. I mean, just don't draw another threat. Land number 6 is good. That's saying something. Big draw. That is also good. Yeah. So okay. Obviously we can't bring back only one thing. Each creature has unearth 2. Bring back only one thing makes our attacks not particularly great. So you probably need to like wait a turn. So bring back the Predatory Sliver and attack. They just block Frenetic Sliver. They take 2, 4 and go to 3, and we lose our Sliver if we lose our flip. I think we just wait. Just chill and say go. Next turn we can bring back at least 2 things, if not 3 if we draw a land. If you draw a spell, it's obviously good too. Man, they flooded hard this game. Fatal Push targeting this thing. I mean, sure. All right, here we go. I'm going to choose this time. Screw Siri. Tails. Lost the flip. 0 for 3. 0 for 3. When we draw a land, we just kill them. Just unearth this thing too, so. Sure. Unearth Dregscape Sliver. Unearth Unsettled Mariner. Unearth Predatory Sliver. Ale of Haste. Attack. Looks pretty lethal to me. Wow. I mean, highway robbery again. You mulligan to 5 again. And they just flooded really, really bad. Which is great. So we're going to want Dismember and Chalice. I don't think we want Ley Onto the Void against them. It's against Angler, but nothing else. And we're going to cut our stinkers. So like the Striking Slivers just aren't very good. Also, we're bringing in Chalice anyway. So, and then love Frenetic, love Mariner, love Pump Slivers. Darkheart Sliver is weird because we are occasionally going to be racing, but not really. Usually when they win kind of big. Just have, just have like an 8/8 shadow, and the 3 life's not going to matter. Dregscape Sliver. I guess Leeching Sliver is like, I guess it's pretty good because they lose so much life. I mean, it's Darkheart Sliver. Like, all the lords seem good. Leeching Sliver seems good. Mariner's great. The Flyers are great. Frenetic Sliver's great. Yeah, I think this is fine. Chalice on 1, of course, is very good against them. Their deck is primarily 1-mana spells. Unfortunately, we're in the spot where we're on the draw against the Thoughtseize deck again. But we have 2 lands in Mariner. I'm going to keep this hand. We can cast all our spells. And again, if they don't have a Thoughtseize, then our hand's freaking great. And if they do, we can still play all our spells. So pretty hard to mull this hand. If it's a 1-lander, we're gonna think about it. Like last time, it was a 1-lander. So, all right. Yep. So Unsettled Mariner is real good. I'd say we've run pretty bad so far in this league, so I feel nothing. No sympathy for my opponent. Just Thoughtseize Bug Strikes again. Oh, our hand's back to being really good. Mishra's Bauble targeting me. Okay. So no pseudo scry effect here. Thoughtseize, sure. Well, they get the Mariner, but I still have all my gas here, so. Now they're at 15. Sorry about the green screen. I haven't set my lighting up yet. No land. Interesting. All right. We're going to cast Dregscape Sliver. It's the one we are least sad if they kill. And it attacks for more, actually, if I play the Predatory Sliver next turn. Next turn, we can double Sliver attack for 4. They are in this weird spot. Things get really, really awkward when you play against Death Shadow in the 15 life range, where you don't even want to attack them, because you don't want to get them to their, to 10 life. You don't want to help them, basically. They usually want to work themselves down to about 10, and then slow down a little bit. Nile Spellbomb? I guess they had to cut their Stubborn Denials. I guess we do have a Sliver, I guess. So that's a card. And they're missing land drops. So I believe these missed land drops are probably going to be the death of them, because they look pretty dead to me. And now we do Dismember, so we don't care about Shadow. This puts them to 11. They fetch Shock down to 8. We can still kill a Shadow, right? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, wait, that'd be it. Yeah, 5, 5. Yeah, so. Land again? You gotta crack the bomb. You gonna push? They're gonna push and bomb? Wow, bomb with no draw. That is not really where you want to be, but sure. Should we just stack this automatically, Wait, no. Chalice of the Void on Uno. That's probably gonna lock things up here. I don't know what 2-mana spell they could play here, but really gets them going. Play an Angler, we kill it. Yeah. Play a 1-mana spell through our Chalice. We're cheating. All right. Got mana screwed that game. Obviously, wasn't super exciting on we thought Seas bugged them and then mana screwed them. But we'll take it. We'll take it. We did steal that game 1 and a multi 5. So pretty roller coastery of a league here. Getting turn 1 to mill into 5 every game, stealing games out of our butt. Does feel like we're missing a little something. I almost would rather play more Canopy lands. It just feels like, maybe because we mulligan so much, we just don't necessarily, if we don't draw enough threats, we draw too many lands, too many vials, it's hard to really come back from that. But our non-vial hands have also felt a little sketch too. On the play, opponent has revealed Lurrus of the Dream Den. We have a no vial hand, but it is a 1-drop, 2-drop hand. We're going to keep this. Lurrus means what? It could be the prowess deck. Kind of stink. Definitely playing the first strike Sliver first, because the flying Sliver has more utility later in the game. I suppose the card Lava Dart is pretty silly against us. Goblin Guide. This would be like classic burn. Top card is Leeching Sliver. Alright. Could be worse. We'll play a Muscle Sliver effect. I mean, realistically, it'll force him to kill it if it can't attack, and it ups our clock. I mean, we don't take any damage from our lands here. This is going to probably come down to just like how many Searing Blazes can they draw. So we should be able to clock them decently, not take too much damage. Our top card is a Darkheart Sliver. It's pretty good. I mean, we block here. Even if they kill the Striking Sliver, it's still a trade, which is fine for us, so. Well, there's Searing Blaze number 1. I did say that the number of Searing Blazes they draw will dictate who wins this game. think I'm going to play Leeching Sliver. Darkheart Sliver's pretty good too. Star worst creature. Still a decent clock. We draw a land, we can double spell or play Frenetic Sliver. Another Goblin Guide. It's kind of awkward. All right, that was great. Clutch land there off Goblin Guide. Eidolon. Less clutch. Leeching Sliver. I mean, we want to play Predatory Sliver so we can attack, I guess, but Darkheart Slivers also. Things our stuff's just too small to matter. If we go Predatory Galerider, we probably just die next turn. I mean, we go to 9 off of our own spells, and then if they can kill our Predatory Sliver, we're in big trouble. I think we have to, though. Otherwise, we just can't attack or block successfully. This gets in for 3. I'd be happy with the block here. All right, they're not blocking. We're dealing a lot next turn, or playing Darkheart and gaining a lot. And I guess Predatory can block either one. Land 4 is good. Please don't play Searing Blaze again. No more Searing Blazes. Spear. Okay. A lot of creatures, so we can't just like gain life with Darkheart Sliver. Oh god. Lightning Helix. That's really bad. Yeah, I think we're dead. Yeah, pretty good hand from them, honestly. Quadruple creature, Searing Blaze, and 1 card left. Leeching Sliver, they would take 6, not even close to killing them. Darkheart Sliver would just delay the inevitable for a turn. Yeah, we're just dead. All right. Yeah, that was kind of tough, honestly. I guess we lost the die roll there. If we'd won the die roll, we're probably okay, right? No, we're going to play that game. Tough game, just good hand from our opponent, honestly. All right, let's bring in our chalices. We have a lot of good cards here. Like Darkheart's great, Mariner's great. I would say Frenetic Sliver's too slow, probably. And Dregscape Sliver doesn't seem super exciting. Definitely want to have a vial. All right, going first. Definitely want a chalice or a vial, I think. That's pretty good. Dregscape and Darkheart Sliver, too. It's kind of cool. Opponent mulligans is 6. All right, let's go. No Searing Blazes ever. Next turn, probably Dregscape Sliver to start. So Spear, sure. All right. Aether Vial number 2. Super, super awkward. I mean, we want to put something in play this turn. Realistically. Not that Dregscape Sliver is blocking anything successfully. Yeah, we're just not going to put the vial. Like, it doesn't even help us curve out next turn because it'll just be on 1. It doesn't do anything. I guess if we draw exactly a 1-drop, it would be good. But Draw 1 drop, we can just cast it also, so. Definitely one of those decks that wants to draw only 1 vial ever. Alright, so no blocks here. I guess if they have Eidolon, the other vial might have been nice. I don't know. We're still getting in for like a decent amount. And we still have this vial as well, so it's not like we need to play a ton more stuff. I guess now it's a little hard to cast things. So we just send here. I would definitely trade. And then we're not going to gain life if they block. I'm pretty happy if they block, honestly. They're not going to block. All right, so we're not going to play this vial and take 2 for no reason. So we just say, right, we're not playing the vial. Like, we could double draw off our lands, so, and we have Unearth to do too, so our mana is kind of accounted for. Dregscape and Darkheart is pretty sweet. You could like sack it, Unearth it, sack it. That is pretty nice. We can attack the Mutavault too. All right, I think we're gonna play it. It seems weird to take 2, but I think that over the next turn or 2, we have a lot to spend our mana on. So we draw things, we're able to play them. We can like sack our lands and stuff, and we'll see. Not sure about it. It's only really bad if we draw like a couple lands in a row. Red. Also makes their Eidolon not as bad too, so. I'm honestly a little surprised they didn't block the Darkheart Sliver with the Eidolon. God, Searing Blaze. Alright, Searing Blaze targeting Darkheart. So it's a wash on life. Should we sack the Dregscape Sliver also, maybe? We can unearth both of them next turn. It's active and gain 6. I kind of like that. Oh, it gives the creatures the abilities. So I would have to click the Dregscape Sliver to sacrifice it. So that's fine, I guess. That was not what I was intending on doing, but it's actually pretty bad, unfortunately. So I would have had to click the actual sliver. All right, that's fine. So 13 to 11. We still have pretty good clock. Canopy lands, Mutavault, etc. Big draw. Not bad. Definitely not bad. I mean, we don't necessarily want to take damage off our lands, but we can just act for a lot here, realistically. Yeah, we're going to take a bunch of here, I think. Unearth Darkheart Sliver. Resolves. Fire up Mutavault. I'm just going all the way here. Got a motley assortment of lands. All right, cool. Yeah, I'm a little surprised I didn't trade with the Eidolon, but we'll take that. We'll take that. It definitely was a pretty good hand by us in the play. It's a little harder in the draw, I think, but maybe Dregscape is just so good with the Darkheart. I want to cut something else. I'll cut like a Leeching Sliver. Definitely like to just draw Unsettled Mariner. That card is so unbelievably good against them. It'd be cool too. Or Chalice. Yeah, we have some good hits against them. Obviously on the draw, they're not as good, but Yeah, we're gonna keep this hand. It needs to draw land to cast Mariner, but if we do it, it's insane. They mulliganed, and we have Vial, so definitely risky, but I think Vial is just so good that any hand without a Vial is much worse than a hand with the Vial, so it's worth it. Oh my god, it's painful. All right. We're going to try and not tap these lands too much if we can. You don't have to, but playing Mariner 100% next turn, so god, they have Eidolon too. It's sick. All right. Taking 4 to cast Mariner next turn, and then don't really have good blocks anymore. We're probably in trouble here. Eidolon's so good. I guess I could have, I mean, bringing in Harmonic Sliver is pretty bad. Only kills Eidolon. That was good at least. Alright, so we're not taking 100 bajillion damage, just, you know, 100 bajillion -1. No blocks. We're not trading off Mariner here. Can make blocks next turn. Skewer the critics, targeting Mariner. All right. So I got to pay 2 here. So Mariner gained us some life and did some damage to them. We are at 11, which is pretty precarious, but let's draw another Mariner. Galerider Sliver. I mean, if we cast spells here, we kind of just die. Could play the Galerider also, but I don't think we can really afford to. Probably just play Sinew, Vial, and Cloudshredder, attack for 6, and just hope that they don't kill us next turn. We'll be at 9. We'll be effectively at 6. Oh god, we're so dead if we do that. Oh boy. Could leave a Cloudshredder or a Galerider back to block, I guess. Maybe get him next turn. Like, they gotta cast multiple spells. Leeching Sliver. Leeching Sliver might get him next turn. So yeah, let's attack for 4. Leave back the blocker. I guess it still puts us at effective 6. I might still just die, but Eidolon's so good. I mean, they got 2 bolts, we're dead. Any combination of Lava Spike, Lightning Bolt, Skewer the Critics. Definitely blocking. Do we want the Eidolon to die? I kind of don't, actually. Because we're just going to race them next turn. So I think we actually want to block the Sphere. It also forces them to cast a spell, too. If I kill my Sinew Sliver, Boros Charm? Sure. Okay. Are they dead? 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Looks like it. I'm counting exactly lethal. Not the best at math, but you know. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Man, We just stealing games left and right here. Whew, boy. Beat turn 2 Eidolon. Wow, that was a good comeback. 3-2. After that ridiculously bad start, we stole some games. I am a little concerned with the flimsiness of the deck. It does feel like if you draw 2 Aether Vials or mulligan a few times or draw too many lands, things can certainly fall apart. We're not like going as big as humans does with Thalia's Lieutenant often. But our flying effects are good. Unsettled Mariner is really good. And it just slivers. It's fun. It's a pretty sweet deck. We're pretty good against removal in the sense of Frenetic Sliver and Dregscape Sliver. But definitely, if you like slivers, like tribal decks, want to play an old favorite. I mean, Seeker of the Way went 5-0 with this deck. We went 3-2, losing to Neobrand in 2 turns and getting junded out. Deck seems fun, though. I don't know what I would do to improve it, honestly. But just seems sweet. Seems like a sweet little fun tribal deck. And just get them. That's all I really got. Slivers, meat hooks. All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. I really appreciate it. I'm Jim Davis for CoolStuffInc.com. Check out CoolStuffInc.com. Promo code Jim5, 5% off your order on CoolStuffInc.com, and get a free Jim Davis Goblin token with your order as well. Check it out, CoolStuffInc.com. I'll see you next week here every Monday for a cool stuff video. All right. Have some fun playing slivers. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.